Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 9, text number 19. The chapter is titled Brahma's Prayers for Creative Energy. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Dandavanam. All glories to Prabhupada.
Agulisha Prabhupada. Tiryam Tiryam Manusya Vibudhadishu Jiva Yonishu Atmechayatma Krita Setu Paripshayaya Reme Nirasta Vishayo Api Avarudha Deha Tasmai Namo Bhagavate Purushottamaya Tiryan Manusya Vibhuda Adishu Jiva Yonishu Atmechayatma Krita Setu Paripshaya Reme Nirasta Vishayo Api Avarudha Deha Tasmai Namo Bhagavate Purushottamaya Tiryan Manusya Vibhudadishu Jiva Yonishu Atmechayatma Krita Setu Paripshaya Yaha Reme Nirasta Vishayo Api Avarudha Deha Tasmai Namo Bhagavate Purushottamaya. Synonyms. Tiriyaha. Animals lower than human beings. Manushya, human beings, etc. Vibhuddha Adishu, among the demigods. Jiva Yonishu, in different species of life. Atma, self. Ichchaya, by the will. Atmakritaha, self-created. Setu, obligations. Paripshaya, desiring to preserve. Yaha, who. Reme, performing transcendental pastimes. Nirastaha, not being affected. Vishaya, material contamination. Api, certainly. Avaruda, manifested. Deha, transcendental body. Tasmai, unto him. Namaha, my obeisances. Bhagavati, unto the personality of Godhead. Purushottamaya, the primeval Lord. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Prabhupada ki jai. O my Lord, by your own will, you appear in the various species of living entities, among animals lower than human beings, as well as among the demigods, to perform your transcendental pastimes. You are not affected by material contamination. You come just to fulfill the obligations of your own principles of religion, and therefore, O Supreme Personality, I offer my obeisances unto you for manifesting such different forms. Purport. The Lord's incarnations in different species of life are all transcendental. Oops. He appears as a human being in his incarnations of Krishna, Rama, etc. But he's not a human being. Anyone who mistakes him for an ordinary human being is certainly not very intelligent, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, 11th verse. Vajranti ma mudha manushin tanumashritam. The same principle is applicable when he appears as a hog or fish incarnations. They are transcendental forms of the Lord and are manifested under certain necessities of his own pleasure and pastimes. Such manifestations of the transcendental forms of the Lord are accepted by him mostly to enliven his devotees. All his incarnations are manifested whenever there is a need to deliver his devotees and maintain his own principles. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmitan Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manabhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swamrupa Kalha Mayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shigro Sijita Padakamalam Shiguru Vaishnavansya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunasavitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Pariyana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Vitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopikaha Kanta Radha Kanto Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vinda Vaneshwari Rishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayavacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Once again. Teriyan Manusha Vibudha Adishu Jiva Yonishu Atma Che Yatma Kritasetu Paripshaya Reme Nirasta Vishayo Api Avaruda Deha Tasmai Namo Bhagavate Purushottamaya. O my Lord, by your own will you appear in the various species of living entities among animals lower than human beings, as well as among the demigods, to perform your transcendental pastimes. You are not affected by material contamination. You come just to fulfill the obligations of your own principles of religion. And therefore, O Supreme Personality, I offer my obeisances unto you for manifesting such different forms. Okay. Yeah. So it's a continuation of prayers of Lord Brahma. In this chapter, Lord Brahma is praying to the Supreme Lord, right, for creative energy. So he is offering prayers to the Lord. He started offering prayers to the Lord as a universal Lord, Virat Purusha, right, and as the controller of time. Now he is offering prayers to the Lord who appears in various forms. Who appears in various forms. We see six main categories of his incarnations. The Lord appears in Lila Avatar, like Matsya, Kurma, Varaha. These are his various Lila avatars. So that is one category of incarnations. The second category of incarnations is Guna avatar, right? As Brahma, Shiva, Vishnu. They are the Guna avatars of the Supreme Lord, right? Then we see Yuga avatar, where in each and every Yuga the Lord appears, right? As Yuga avatar to establish the principle, main principle of that particular Yuga, right? The dharma of that Yuga. Yuga Dharma, to establish the Yuga Dharma, right? um, in Bhagavad Gita it is mentioned, Yada yada hi dharmasya glani bhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam sejamiham parittanaya sadhunam vinasya cha duskritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge, right? To parittanaya sadhunam, to give pleasure to his devotees, right? And to to annihilate the miscreants. Vinashya Chaduskram. Dharma Sanstapana Arthaya. To establish the principle, to establish the Dharma, he appears again and again. So that's his one form of his incarnation, one category of his incarnations is Yuga Avatar. Right. Then Manvantar Avatar. In each and every Manvantar, he appears as Manvantar Avatar. Right. Then Shaktavesha Avatar, empowered incarnation of the Supreme Lord, where the Lord himself uh, can appear, or he can even send a living entity and empower him with certain Shakti. So that's why they are called a Shaktiya Avesha Avatar. Shakti Avesha Avatar, empowered incarnation of Supreme Lord. Then we have the Purusha Avatars, six categories Purusha Avatars. We have Mahavishnu, or also called as Karnodakshai Vishnu, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, Shirodakshai Vishnu. So that's another six, no, it's another category of the Lord appearing. So here in this particular verse, when Lord Brahma is glorifying the Supreme Lord, the Lord appears just by his own icha, first of all. Atma icha, right? He appears by his own icha, by his own will he appears, right? Atma ichaya, by the will. And the next verse is mentioned, Kritasetu paripshaya yaha. Paripshaya, for protection, right? Paripshaya, for protection. It's mentioned by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, where Paripshaya, Atmakrita Setu Paripshaya can also mean with a complete desire, right? Pari, with a complete desire in response to the devotee's desire. Complete desire in response to a devotee's desire, right? Paritana sadhunam, devotee, means, uh, to give pleasure to the devotees. The Lord appears, the Lord reciprocates. The Lord can come in various forms to satisfy the devotee's desire. Just to satisfy Prahlad Maharaj, just as Prahlad Maharaj mentioned, yes, my Lord is present in each and every place. He is present even in your own heart, my dear father. And then he said, oh, what about this pillar? Is the Lord present in the pillar? He said, yes, the Lord is even present in the pillar. And he strikes the pillar. And just because of the devotee's desire, his pure devotee's desire, Prahlad Maharaj, the Lord appears even from a pillar. Right? He appears even from a pillar. So you can see how, because of the desire of his devotee, he is appearing in that particular form. Right? He is appearing in that form again to fulfill Lord Brahma's benediction, to protect Lord Brahma's benediction. Right? He could easily bypass Lord Brahma's benediction. But since his devotee has given a benediction to protect, no, means it's, otherwise, no, they'll call ill name that, oh, he gave me a benediction and it's not true. Right? No, but to protect each and every condition which Lord Brahma had said Tathastu to of Hiranyakashipu, right? oh, I should not be killed by a human or a beast, right? I should not be killed by a weapon. I should not be killed either inside or outside, or either in land or air, right? Nor in daytime or nighttime. So to satisfy all those conditions which Hiranyakashipu had put, and Lord Brahma had said, oh, tathastu, so be it. Lord protecting the word of Lord Brahma, still again simultaneously fulfilling the desire of Prahlad Maharaj, he appears from the pillar. And then to protect his devotee with all the atrocities which Hiranyakashipu had committed, he kills him. Right? He kills him. And then to protect his devotees' desire that, oh, I don't have any desire for any liberation, but please forgive my father, he has committed a lot of sins. The Lord says, oh, no, you don't have to worry much because you have performed devotional service 14 generations before you and 14 generations after you will automatically be delivered. And we see that he shows Prahlad Maharaj that how his father is taking this carrier of Lord Vishnu, going back to uh, higher planets, right? So that's it's ultimately to fulfill the devotee's desire. To fulfill the devotee's desire, he appears as Matsya avatar. He didn't uh, we see in the pastime of Matsya how he appears where this king who goes and he gets this um, pot of water and it has this Matsya in it. And that Matsya is growing and growing. And more a bigger and bigger pot he brings, it's too small for that Matsya because the Lord himself has appeared as Matsya. So he's unlimited. Just as Lord is unlimited, is the form which he can appear in can be as per his desire. When Hiranyaksha had hidden this earth in the nether regions under the ocean, in that particular place where he had hidden, there is no other form which could go down and as pull the earth out of that. So he appears as a hog, Varaha, right? Because they specialize in going into areas where other animals cannot go to kind of phenomena and dig things out. And he pulls out earth, right? And puts it back where it belonged in its orbit. Right? Again, protecting his devotees. Right. And while doing all this, he also enjoys pleasure. Right. He enjoys pleasure in fighting chivalrous. So, there also he enjoys pleasure. To protect his devotees' word, he at times, even the word which he has given, he is ready to break that word. Like in Mahabharata, we see Lord Krishna had given the word that, oh, I'll participate in the war, but I won't take any weapons. And one day, Bhishma Pitama is fighting so valiantly against Arjuna that that day, if Lord would not have interfered, his devotee would have been vanquished, right? But no, the Lord protected Arjuna, and to protect Arjuna on that day, he is even ready to take a weapon, go against the word which he had given, and immediately takes this wheel of the chariot and goes to kill Bhishma Pitamaha. right? And Bhishma Pitamaha, and there are various rasa, mallows, which a devotee can have with the Supreme Lord. And one of the rasa which he can have is chivalrous rasa, nectar of devotion. These are different mallows are mentioned. And Bhishma Pitamaha had that mallow that, oh, one day, though the Lord have given his word, I'll make him take weapons because I want to see him in that particular form. Right. And to fulfill that desire of Bhishma Pitama, the Lord takes the weapons. And what does Bhishma Pitama do? He just bows down, uh, constantly seeing the form of the Lord, ready to hurl the wheel and form Sudarshan Chakra to him. And what does Arjuna do? The devotee of the Lord is always ready to protect the word which is given by his master, by the Supreme Lord. Immediately, he stops. Krishna, no, 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 no. I won't fight softly anymore. Please come back, please come back. Namaste. You have given the word. I have to protect your word. Right. And we see that Arjuna protects the word and the will, which, again, now since the will is already taken, he has to haul that will somewhere. So he then sends the will and it falls all the way from Kurukshetra to all the way to Ekachakra, right? Somewhere near Mayapur. So that's the Lord's desire and his pleasure and his reciprocation with his devotee, right? And the other word which is used is avaruda deha, right? Avaruda deha means his body, uncovered body, a body of eternality, knowledge, and bliss, right? His body is not an ordinary body. He may appear as Krishna and and Rama in human forms, but it would be foolish to consider that as them as ordinary human beings. And the Srila Prabhupada refers to the words from Bhagavad Gita, Avajalanti mam muda manushim tanamasita. Right? This muda, the fools who consider that as ordinary. Oh, see, he came as an ordinary boy. Right? Which ordinary boy we see is able to kill a 3 mile long witch, a putana, when he is hardly some months old. Which ordinary boy can lift Govardhan on his index finger for 7 days and nights when he is hardly 6 years or 7 years old? Right. So his pastimes, and his form is not ordinary. As soon as he appears, in fact, he appears in the four-handed form, right, with glowing effulgence. And immediately, Vasudeva Devaki starts praying to the Lord, oh, you have appeared in this four-handed form. We won't be able to conceal you in this particular form. Conceal from Kansa. And to fulfill the desire of, again, Vasudeva Devaki, he appears in a form, right? The Baal form, which he never appears before, and which is not there in the spiritual realm. That Balya form is not there in the spiritual realm. In Golaka Vrindavan, only that Abhas is there, that Balya form, but otherwise that mood, the mood is there, but that form is not there. Right. So that form, people take, appear, desire that may my child be born. May the Lord be born as my child. Those in the Vatsalya mood, paternal affection, right? Desire. So for the Lord to be born as a child. The Lord fulfills that desire, right? The Lord fulfills that desire. Even when uh, seeing the form of Vaman there, right? Bali Maharaj's sister, right, gets so attracted to that particular form, right? And she completely gets attracted to that form, and that her Vatsalya mood rises, right, in affection. But then when as Vamandev, he takes away everything away from Bali Maharaj, she becomes angry and curses, right? She becomes angry at Vamandev. In her anger, in the next um life, when she appears as Putana, and the Lord fulfills the desire of her affection, though her breasts were anointed with poison. The Lord fulfills the desire. And what does he do? He just takes the milk and gives her the same position as a mother in the spiritual realm. Right? Does not see with what intention she had come. Right? Fulfilling the desire of Putana, fulfilling the desire of um, the external desire, though in this case the external desire that okay, I want to nurse the child. He fulfills that desire, and that internal desire of Bali Maharaj's sister, that affection which she had for Krishna. Right. Okay. So in that various forms, Lord Brahma, in his prayers, he starts offering prayers to the Supreme Lord that you are the Purushottama, you are the Supreme Person, right? We see Purushottama, right? He's the Supreme Person, Ishvara Parama Krishna, right? There are many Ishvars, but Parama Ishvar is Krishna. Sachit Ananda Vigraha is full of eternality, bliss and knowledge. Anadi Adi Govinda is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whom everything appears. Sarva Karana Karanam is the cause of all causes. Sarva Karana Karanam is the cause of all causes. To that Purushottamaha, in the last line he says, where does he use the word? Oh, no, yeah. Tasmai Namo Bhagavate Purushottamaya. Right. Tasmai Namo Bhagavate Purushottamaya. I offer my obeisances to that Supreme Person. Purushottamaya. Right. Yeah. Okay. Are there any questions? There's a minute left. Discussions.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Prabhu.
Prabhuji, you mentioned about Bhagwan takes different types of forms, correct?
Yeah.
Whatever, fish, boar, maybe as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
That's his own desire. Okay,
Yes.
that's understandable. Now, one way to understand this is through faith. We believe in it. This is how it is. And then we have faith. Okay, yes, what we believe in is true.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there are some other people who may actually believe it and have faith that this is not true. So what I'm trying to understand is, forget other people. When it comes to ourselves, how is it that we can realize Bhagwan and all his wondrous things like just appearing as a boar or a matsya, whatever it is, and all these things are fulfilling his word to his devotee.
Mhm.
Beyond faith and belief, how is it that we can have this experience? Because faith can be strengthened and faith can be weakened.
Mhm. Yeah.
So,
Well, by reading more about him, by performing more devotional service, our faith, Shraddha, becomes Nishtha, right? Uh,
okay,
when we read about it, Ata Shri Krishna Nama Dina Bhavat Grahayam Indriyai, by our blunt material senses, we are not going to understand the Supreme Lord.
correct.
So those who say, oh, no, this is all mythology, right? Many people will say, oh, this is all mythology. Okay, no, means we have to understand that particular verse. No, by the blunt material senses, they're not going to understand that, right? That, oh, just like, the years back, we have that thing, oh, the deity of Ganesh, deity of Lord Shiva is drinking milk.
Yeah.
And there were lines and lines of people lined out, even in New Jersey. I remember, means people who go to Newark Avenue, this avenue, means to feed.
Our house we did it, Prabhu, it happened.
Yeah, right. And
Yeah.
uh, wouldn't that kind of immediately strengthen their faith? No, once that is done, oh, no, no, that was just no, a
Mm,
fluke or this or that.
mm,
And as we see, means all this from other faiths also, 10 Commandments, or the ocean is uh, separated, right?
mm, mm,
Moses. And later on, they are ready to beat him, because just by miracles, just like means go to Giridhari, means as devotees of the Lord, will say, means the Lord lifted Govardhan. Right? Means the atheist is not going to believe that. Though Govardhan is there, though so many people are worshipping Lord in the form of Govardhan, and people are doing parikrama. And there are those who are doing Danvat parikrama, which takes like now, one Danvat parikrama takes 7 days. And but on one location, people do 1008 Danvats and do parikrama, which takes multiple years. But they have faith in that. So it's bhakti is all about starting with faith, adau shraddha. So I won't worry, oh, the people are not going to accept him as Matsya, they're not going to accept him as this. But as devotees, when we understand it more, we understand, right? In our initial years, we may also be thinking, oh, Matsya, this is too much. But now we understand that, oh, what is the purpose behind that? Right? Kurma, what was the purpose behind that? Oh, why does the Lord appear as tortoise? But what is going to give? By science, we understand that, oh, if we have a pole, it needs a support, right, for churning. If we are using that pole for churning, it needs a support, right? And now you are churning with this big mountain, the ocean. You are going to say that, oh, it's not going to need any support. The demigods and the demons, they needed the support. And the Lord appears as Kurma to give the support, right? And so each and every form has a meaning behind that, right? And the Lord's incarnations could be just like you cannot count the number of waves in the ocean. The Lord's incarnations you won't be able to count. The millions of incarnations which He appears in. And how do we understand that? Oh, the Lord Andantarasta Paramanu Chayantarastam. He appears in each and every atom. Within the atom, outside the atom, right? In each and every living entity, he appears as Paramatma. Right. It goes back to that cobbler and Brahmana story.
So Prabhuji, faith is till such time we develop prema, because after prema, then logic, intelligence, faith, and all is not required. Correct?
Well, yeah, but prema is a quite advanced
Yes.
stage. But yes, initially you start with faith, and that faith, just like now you have faith. Oh, Princeton is a good university, you have faith. But how would your faith be strengthened? By more research, by those who have gone to Princeton, right? Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, by those who are following it, our faith strengthens. Right. So when we have faith in any material things, similarly, faith in spiritual subject matters is most essential, that we initially start with faith. Why that Lord holding a flute and is having all these thousands of preparations offered to him? Why can't I have it? And some people would make so many comments. Oh, you are doing abhishek and you are wasting milk, you are wasting this, you are wasting that. But when the root is satisfied, automatically all the leaves are satisfied. They're talking about so wasting this, wasting that. Think about millions of things which they are wasting. Go to a wedding party in in India or something and see the amount of waste which they would have. But if in the temple, you talk about abhishek, you talk about yagya, they'll say, oh, they're wasting ghee. It's so expensive, but they're putting it in the fire. Right. So there'll be endless arguments. Is that okay? We are at 7:08.
Yeah, Prabhu. Maybe I'll write you.
Okay. Thank you very
Thanks.
much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Would like to offer, Romans would like to wish you all a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead, and like to offer prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare.
Jayana
Jai
Singha,
Jai
Narsimha
Narsinga,
Jai
Shri
Jai
Narsinga, Jai
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 Narsinga
Narsimha
Deva,
Jai Jai Narsimha
Praladesha,
Praladesha
Jaya
Jaya
Padma, Mukha
Padma
Padma
Mukha Padma
Bringa,
Bringam
Ugra
Ukram Veeram
Ukram Veeram
Mahavishnu
Mahavishnu
Jwalantam
Jalantam
Sarvatamaham
Sarvatampadam, Tam Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityu
Mrityu
Mrityam
Mrityum Namami
Namamiham.
Aham
Nrsimha Bhagwan ki Jai,
Jai.
Jai,
Raj ki
Jai.
Jai.
Jai
Let's offer our humble obeisances, lotus feet of all the assembled Vaishnavas. Vancha
Panchakalpatarubhyascha
Panchakalpatarubhyascha
Kripa
Sindhubhya eva
Sindhubhyo
cha
eva cha
Patitanam
Pavanebhyo
Vaishnavedhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
Namo
Namo
Namaha
Namaha.
Vaishnavrinda ki jai.
ki Jai,
Jai
Raj Bhagavatam ki
Jai.
Jai
Jai,
Jai.
Jai, Prabhupada ki Jai. Gaur
Jai.
Jai.
Premanande.
Hari
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 Bol.
Bol.
Thank you, Madhupati Prabhuji.
Thank you. Hari
Thank
Bol.
you,
Hari
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, everybody. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hari Bol.
Thank you, Prabhuji.